The President-elect and Vice President-elect are committed to a diverse cabinet, and I'm honored and humbled to accept their nomination for Secretary of the Interior.
Deb Haaland has been appointed to lead the Department of the Interior in the Biden administration and will be the first Native American individual to have ever held the position. While this remains a milestone for the Native American community, it also serves as a reminder to the past centuries of neglect and abuse of indigenous peoples by the U.S. government, as few Native Americans have ever had any influence on the federal government in the 300 years of its existence.
And designed for the Indian to fail, to be expendable, to be eliminated.
In order to continue repairing relations with the original Americans and to start improving worsening conditions of the Native community, the Biden administration and the Congress of 2021 need to first address the worst instance of Native American neglect in recent memory: the Church Rock uranium spill. During the 1940s, the American government established the Manhattan Project to develop nuclear weapons. The project consisted of the world's top physicists, and in order to meet the demands of their experiments, the project required massive amounts of uranium. It was soon discovered that Navajo Nation, the land of the Navajo culture, held the greatest concentration of high-quality uranium in the nation. Starting in 1944, the government began to mine the area for uranium without permission from the Navajo people, and invited the Navajo themselves to help mine the area. The Navajo, having been kept in financially ruined reservations, were inclined to assist the government-run mining, as it was their first contact with the greater American economy. Yet, despite uranium having been known for years to be an extremely radioactive material that was detrimental to human health, the federal government never warned the Navajo workers of the dangers they were exposing themselves to. In fact, miners were encouraged to work as long as they could with the little protective gear that they had.
And all I had to do was wear steel-toe boots and a hard hat, and that was supposed to protect me. Little I know that it was going to be harmful in later years.
5 decades later, a report in the Clinton administration revealed that the effects of uranium mining on the Navajo was purposefully kept secret and was observed and recorded by the National Health Service for over a decade. These Navajo radiation experiments led to severe radiation poisoning in many workers up until the 1970s. Instances of cancer, chronic respiratory diseases, and premature death have skyrocketed in Navajo Nation since the start of the Manhattan Project and the subsequent decades of mining for nuclear energy.
As we know, there is a link to cancer, and we have had an increase in cancer and various health impacts to our people and our children and our environment as well.
Then in 1979, a dam of a pond holding radioactive waste broke open and released 1,100 tons of uranium ore and 94 million gallons of radioactive water into the Puerco River, the main drinking source of the Navajo people of Church Rock, New Mexico.
And I could just imagine how many people were exposed, and some of these innocent people that had nothing to do with the mine. How many people got exposed to all this toxic waste that was left behind.
Although initially there were efforts to clean up the radioactive material left by the spill, the operations inexplicably halted, and the Puerco has been left polluted since then. The Church Rock uranium spill is the largest radioactive spill in American history. The ones affected are the same Navajo who helped mine the uranium that was imperative to the U.S. victory in World War II. They are the same Navajo who created an unbreakable code out of their language, which assisted the United States in winning countless battles overseas.
Before we had Navajo code talkers, the Japanese were intercepting and deciphering all of our messages, and it was a huge problem. We were actually losing in the Pacific.
And now the federal government lets the largest radioactive spill in history rest on their land. It's difficult to see two sides of this issue, as it is with many tragedies. However, it must be noted that nuclear energy is one of the safest and cleanest forms of energy in the modern world.
Do you think the benefits of nuclear energy outweigh the devastation, or vice versa?
Nuclear energy is pretty clean energy compared to what we're producing, coal or gas or any of that kind of stuff. Obviously, there's still questions about what do we do with nuclear waste, and that still hasn't been answered. as we generate nuclear waste, where are we going to store it, because it's going to be around for thousands and thousands of years.
Many believe Navajo Nation should be left untouched, but the area continues to attract companies since it has the best concentration of uranium in the country. But regardless of the benefits or downsides, one thing's for certain. The damage from the Church Rock uranium spill must be reversed. All that President Biden and the Congress of 2021 would have to do is to listen to the story of the Church Rock uranium spill and hold a hearing to decide whether or not to establish an extensive recovery operation there. In 2021, it will be a difficult thing to achieve, as the coronavirus pandemic and its effects on the country have taken center stage. But since Native Americans have also been disproportionately affected by the virus, it may just be the best opportunity in recent times to provide assistance to the Native American community.